Hey guys, this is Panessa's Kitchen, Daniel Panessa here, and I'm doing a quick video because I want to show you how easy and simple it is to ferment your own pickles. Um, First off, I want to start off by apologizing for the camera quality. I know it's not that great, but I'm using my old computer, so we're kind of testing things out. Still trying to get down the videos, but I have a lot of good information for you, so hopefully I can make up for it with the quality of the information versus the quality of the picture here. Okay, so when you're gonna ferment pickles, it's really simple. I don't want you to feel like you have to go out and buy all this special equipment like airlock caps and things like that. I'm doing a very simple recipe, and this is a recipe you can apply to fermenting anything. So first thing you will need is filtered water, like spring water, bottled water, Deer Park, whatever. If you don't have that, you can take some tap water and boil it off and then let it cool down. And for the sake of saving money, because I'm all about saving money, that's what I've done today. So you'll have your water, which I already boiled off, and I added some spices to it, and I'll explain that in a little bit. So you got the water. Next thing you need is sea salt, and you really don't want to use kosher salt or table salt. Definitely don't want to use those because they have anti-caking agents in them, and what that can do is make your pickles kind of mushy. Also, sea salt is so much better for you because it still has a lot of trace minerals and things in it, and it's not that expensive. So I think I got this container for $1.20 maybe. So we've got that, and then usually you want to go for a glass container. Now I usually do a lot of fermentation, so I've got this big jar I got on Amazon for like $10. But you can also use mason jars if you just want to do a small amount of pickling. I also have the mason jars too. You can always use those. I do prefer glass versus plastic when you're fermenting, because you're growing a living thing, and it just does better, grows better with glass. You don't have anything leaching off into the food. So get yourself a jar with a cap. Got the water, got the sea salt, and then once we're going to pack all the pickles in here, what I do is, again, to save money, everybody's got Ziploc bags, right? So I just take a Ziploc bag, fill it with just regular old water. Doesn't need to be sea salt water or anything like that, and seal it. And what this is going to do is it's going to act as a weight to make sure that all the food gets submerged underneath our brine solution. And we want to make sure everything is submerged underneath the liquid, because if it's not, that's when you start getting mold and funky things that you don't want to eat, and it won't come out good, and then all your efforts will be wasted. So start with this. You can always add on, like I said, buy those fancy airlock caps, but we're going to keep it simple. We're going to stay on a budget. So for today, like I said, we're doing pickles. Try to get some cucumbers that are in season if you can get them from a farmer's market. If not, it's not a problem. I would prefer organic if you can versus regular cucumbers. If not, if you, again, you're on a budget, you don't have to do the organic. Just make sure when you get your cucumbers, some of them have like that waxy kind of coating on it. I usually wouldn't use those, just get the regular ones. And then you want to rinse them off, but do not use antibacterial soap, because the bacteria on the surface of these vegetables is what's going to create the ferment. So we need that bacteria to be alive, and that's the lactobacillus, and that's what's going to grow and thrive. That's the good bacteria. So like I said, just rinse them off. Don't use antibacterial soap, because we need that. So, okay. So we got the salt, we got the jar, we got the water. What I did when I boiled the water is I added some spices to it, and you can, it's so much fun because you can kind of go through your pantry and look and see, what dried spices do I have. I've got a lot. because I'm a chef. So, so for the pickles, I just kind of thought of what I would like. And I put a little bit of clove. I definitely put some garlic powder. You can use fresh garlic too. Put a bay leaf, some mustard seeds, some dill, some dried dill. If you have fresh dill, that's great. And some pepper, and you know, just whatever you like. You can season it however you like. Okay, so I did that, threw that in the water. And the solution that we're using for the ferment, for any kind of pickle ferment, we usually want to do about, for every gallon of water, you're going to have 3/4 of a cup of sea salt, which would also be 6 ounces, okay? So I'm doing half that. So I'm doing half a gallon of water with my spices and herbs in there. And so I would do 3 ounces instead of 6 ounces of sea salt. So it's simple math. You can add your salt in while it's boiling so it breaks down. And my water has already cooled down. You want to make sure it's cool because you don't want to hurt the little guys. Like, you know, you want them to grow. So there's that. And I've already cut up cucumbers. And you can, if you get the little ones, like little curvy cucumbers, you can keep those whole if you want to do that. You can slice them however you want. I like kind of the thick slices here. Doesn't really matter, just as long as everything is uniform, then it's fine. So, got all my cucumbers, and I'm just going to show you how super easy this is, and dump them in to my glass jar. It might be easier if I just throw them in there. Don't be afraid to use your hands when you're fermenting. I mean, wash your hands beforehand. I love working with my hands, and I really, really enjoy it. You can always wash your hands afterwards and before, so it's really nice to be able to feel your food, I think. Okay. So, I've added my cucumbers. Now, I'm going to get a little funnel so I don't spill everywhere, because I am kind of sloppy when I cook sometimes. So, alright. Now I'm going to pour in. This is my brine solution. And again, that's what's going to make your ferment. And it's so simple and easy. I had to share this recipe with you guys. So, I'm going to pour all that in there. And you want to get it so that it covers your vegetable or fruit or whatever you may be running. So, okay, looks like I had more than I needed, which is always good. It's always better to have more than you need than not enough. All right, did that, easy peasy. Now I'm gonna take my bag and see how easy this is to do. Just kind of gently push that down in there. Again, this acts as a weight. And as you can see, I'm going to place it in. And I might need to empty a little water out. Looks like I added too much water. Out the sink. One moment. Okay, there we go. I think that should do it. As you can see, it's covering it, but I don't want it to spill over. Pour a little bit more liquid out. You know, and fermenting is also, it's so much fun. I mean, this is something you can do with kids. It's really hard to mess it up. Once you learn the basics, kind of experiment, play around with it. You really can't mess it up. Alright, here we go. Okay, so I don't know if you can see. Again, I know the camera quality is not that great, but we've raised the liquid up over all of the cucumbers. So it's basically sealed. And now we're just gonna let the bacteria, the good bacteria, do its work. So you want to store this in a cool, just room temperature, dry area. Store it off somewhere where it won't get disturbed too much. And when I ferment, I would do this from anywhere from 3 to 7 days. You want to taste it after the 3rd day, and that's the only way to really know if your food, if your fermentation's ready, is just taste it. You know, don't be afraid to taste it. If you feel like you want a little bit more of that tartness, a little bit more of that zing, let it keep going. And in fact, if you want to go further past 7 days, you can. I usually do it for 7 days. What you want to see is the water color is going to get kind of cloudy, and that's a sign that the bacteria is doing their work, so that's good. You definitely want to see that. If you see any mold or scum on the top, scum is very common. You can just scrape it off, and you'll see bubbles coming up, and that's just the bacteria eating up all the sugars from the vegetables, so that's good. So we always say, you know, you want to burp it after the 3rd day, and then every other day after that if it looks like it needs it. And then once these are fermented and done, you can just stick them in the fridge, and they'll last you, what, up to 6 months maybe, if you don't eat all of them. You can also can them afterwards, but I like to keep them fresh, keep that bacteria alive in there because it's good for your tummy. So that's it. And yeah, so I hope you enjoyed the video, and I made it simple and easy, and I would love to hear some feedback. Thank you again for watching, and you can find me on Facebook for Panessa's Kitchen. I'm also on Instagram under chef_Panessa. Yeah, feel free to contact me. I also have a website, panessaskitchen.com. Still working on the website, but you should be able to find it in the search engine. So, alright, happy cooking. Take care. Thank you.